Hello, on this cat here we're playing Final Fantasy XVI, the first playthrough. Last video we did some notorious mark, defeated them. And we're gonna continue the story.
That it?
I were right, Clive. My dad had it all worked out.
He'd be proud of you, Mid. His writings may have helped, but this achievement is all yours. Can we catch them?
The Ainayar's one of the largest, fastest vessels ever built. And it won't help she has the wind at her back. Any other ship would be hard-pressed to keep pace with her, let alone reel her in. But this isn't any other ship. This is the Enterprise! And the world's never seen anything like my dad's engine.
It certainly hasn't.
Clive, what do you know of Barnabas Thumb?
Only what the bards sing. That he sailed to Ash from southern lands. That it was his mastery of the blade which won him the throne. And that his sword, Odin's sword, can sever the very threads of creation. But don't lose any sleep over a last tilt. We'll do what we must to survive.
What we must.
The light!
I thought this cove was meant to be hidden.
Mid! Company!
Eh?
We'll hold them off until the ship is ready. But hurry!
Bollocks! All hands! Man your stations!
Everyone with me? Here they come! Mid needs every moment we can give her!
Behind me, Lord Westfield. I'll take care of these fuckers. Behind? I'll have you know earthbreaking here. One stun clear into the heart of every man in the fleet. Get him! Get him! This one.
About that offer, How are we doing, Mid?
I thought you said that ship was fast.
Oh,
is summoned! Come on then! Which of you lot fancies meeting Ogre Killer next?
I thought it was called Heartbreaker.
Who's like the coffee in there? We don't pay enough 75 points there.
Over here! Over here! Over here!
That was easy enough.
All right, you lousy lot. Get your asses on board. She's ready to sail.
You heard the captain.
Clive?
But I thought he was...
Confounded. Then it is as I feared. Sleipnir is no man, but a creation of Odin.
Phoenix's fiery fundament. Have you no normal enemies?
Up for another round?
Of course we are. Right, Lord Rosfield?
My boy, there was a time people called me the Executioner. Always on my hands. No matter, heads will roll all the same.
Mate! New plan! You leave! We follow!
Follow? Swimming, are you? Oh, bugger me! Weigh anchor! Engine's dead slow ahead!
Have care, my friend. 'Tis not blood that runs through an Eddie's veins. These foes will not fall easily, but they will fall.
Like oats before a woodman's axe. Good thing I brought one!
How long are we meant to keep this up?
As long as it takes. Unless you have a better idea.
Well, I've already killed at least 5 of the bastards. Fuck it. Let's do the lot.
Should we make for the ship?
Not yet. Wait for my signal.
What do you want?
That's quite a mess you've made. And wholly unnecessary. You are my offering to Mythos. I would not see you damaged.
Now back to your stations! Every bell spent treading water puts another league between us and the galleon.
I don't suppose Mid has a spare engine? Since you rose from the grave, my fortunes have plummeted. Are you absolutely certain of this quest of yours, Clive? The foes you face are as terrible as they are numerous.
Aye. And they'd have us live and die on their terms, which should answer your question.
Ha! You have that same stubborn look as your father did when he set his mind to something. On the battlefield, I am but a single axe. A deadly one, mind, but a single one nonetheless. Yet what you require is 1,000, and I believe my old friend in Brandalar can provide them. Take care, Clive. I have many more tales of your father's exploits to share. And I cannot very well do that if you're dead. Again.
Good luck, Uncle. And may fair winds attend you.
As for you, Joshua, take care.
I shall do my best, Uncle.
Farewell, my nephews. When next you see me, it shall be with an army at my back. Oh, oh, there. Oh, oh, oh. Cheerio! Oh, yeah. Do keep up, my boy.
Well, you can't have him showing us up now, can we?
We would never hear the end of it.
Great God of mercy. All this. What have I done?
My lord. between here and Waloed, but any ship heading north has to round Zemeckis and put through the Narrow. Maintain our current bearing north-northeast, and we'll catch the Black Galleon before she vanishes again.
What's to prevent her from circling around Ash from the south?
With these winds in those waters, it'd taken forever and a fortnight to reach Stonehenge.
Mid knows what she's talking about, Clive. Better than any of us lot, anyway. I say we do as she tells.
Sails on the horizon.
She's ours. Look alive, boys! Full ahead! And keep those furnaces fed!
Aye, aye! Do you feel that?
Jill.
All hands! Battle stations! Let's see what this girl can do.
Where one leads, so does the other follow. The bond of consciousness which joins them condemning both to the same fate. Yet my every attempt to strike it from their hearts serves only to tighten its hold. Fascinating. But then, there is naught my blade cannot sever.
Great Grigos, gosh!
Barnabas.
Hard a port! Heads down, you brutes! And brace for impact!
It's now or never.
I'll find her.
Bloody hell! How to stop it!
Where did you hide her, Barnabas?
Get back!
Clive, how did you...
I'll explain later. Hands. Can you walk?
Out of here I can.
Stand still!
Phoenix. Are you not the dominant of fire? I see naught before me but a guttering flame.
in earnest then.
Can you go on?
I think so. But to where?
What did you do to Joshua?
The Phoenix? Oh, I expect he will survive. This consciousness in which you coil your feeble souls is grown thick with desperation. And thus has my master turned to my blade. The world will soon be painted in black. And all that live shall gather in death's autumn wake.
Not if we remove the cause of this misery. Not if we destroy the last of the Mother Crystals and restore balance to the world.
Come. Do you truly think it's so simple? The blight is inevitable. Not even the Almighty might stop its endless march. Your efforts will avail us naught. Naught, that is, but suffering. You must embrace the truth, Mythos. Accept your place with the Lord.
Keep it. As long as there's a chance, there's a choice.
Ever led astray by your blind resolve.
Now, it is time you learn the inevitability of your divine fate. However much it may hurt.
Get as far away as you can.
Clive, no.
Trust me, Jill.
Do this. Oh, but we do. If only to remind you of your duty.
Over here!
short time since our last meeting, you have grown much. Yet as a vessel, I fear my lord will still find you lacking. All this fire and fury, but for what? Stopping the blight. A foolish notion fed to you by a foolish man.
How dare you?
You know naught of this world nor of our place in it. If our fates were so easily rewritten, we would all be gods.
Nice try.
If reason cannot sway you, there are other means of persuasion that might. Rise, Ethos. Show me.
Sick 'em!
Assume the mantle you've been given. And thus is the light of hope severed. You would yield so soon.
Never.
Clive!
Do you not see? Your iron will weighs you down, dragging you ever further from your purpose.
And what is my purpose?
Mythos. Who are we? What are the dominants? The breath of the Creator still warm on our lips. We carry his light that we might guide the masses in his name. We are but mighty acts of God.
We are more than that.
You would be nothing without what he has granted you. The power we wield is his, and yet every time we draw upon it, it wears away at our very being. It breaks us. It unmakes us, that its immaculate aspect might reveal itself. The icon. It is too much for even his chosen few. Apart from you, Mythos, you wield the might of many, yet your body does not answer for its avarice.
What are you saying?
What I am saying is that we dominants are a means to an end. We were created for you, that you might drink deep of our strength and thereby fulfill your divine purpose.
Which is?
To feed. As you would know, could you only look beyond the walls of your prison of self-regard. As long as you choose to ignore this, you shall never penetrate my defenses. Still, you may take solace in the fact that you are not alone in your plight. The chains of volition shackle all of mankind, but there is yet cause to rejoice. For the Lord, in his mercy, has taken pity on his flawed creations, and shall see them restored to their proper forms.
And what exactly would that be?
Why, loyal servants to God.
No.
Manners, Lord Rossfield? They are men, like you and me. Albeit one's unburdened by the wills that drive our kind to madness. They are pure. They are divine.
You mean to turn everyone Akashic?
Not turn, mythos. Turn back. For too long has mankind been led astray by their clamorous wills. It is time they return to a world of quiet equality, where they might once more know salvation.
Salvation? And abandon everything we hold dear?
We don't need your salvation. We'll save ourselves, and we'll do it on our own terms. Not yours, and not your gods.
With every defiant expression of your will, the tighter the chains of consciousness become. But perhaps that fact may be put to use.
Clive!
The faster it binds you to the remaining dominance, the stronger your hunger will become. Until it leads you back to the only answer there ever was. Mayhap not by the path my master intended, but back all the same.
Ash is not far. I could freeze a path.
You're in no fit state.
Probably not, but I can try. Don't look back! I hope the others are safe.
The Enterprise was clear of the gap when we fell. They made it, Jill. And they will have seen the ice where it led. We need only wait till dawn. This is the second time Barnabas has bested me. I'm powerless against him.
And maybe there really is nothing else for it but to give yourself to his master. Only you won't do that. The Clive I know would never do that.
So you believe? But do you really know me? If what Barnabas said was true, then I'm more monster than man. And each time I summon the flames from within, I burn away the things that make me who I am.
Do you, though? Think of what you've used that power for. Of all the people you've saved. It doesn't matter how or by whom it was granted, only how you choose to use it. And you've chosen to use it for good, haven't you?
I've also used it to kill. What if that's my purpose? What if it's all I'm good for?
You're still that same boy I grew up with. Always so eager to save everyone around you, and yet always so low. Because you failed to realize the one thing that needed saving most of all. You, Clive. You. You never once took the time to save yourself.
Myself. I think I might be beyond saving.
No one is beyond saving, provided they want to be saved. You fight to survive. And you survive so that you may protect those you love. It's what you do. What you've always done. And I know you're not about to change. So I'm going to help you. To give you what you need to protect us all.
Jill. Are you sure? If this is what you want, then...
Don't worry, Clive. It is. This burden, I'll give you the strength to bear it alone.
But I'm not alone. These burdens I carry, my sins, my pain, my sorrow, I see now that they are all a part of me. I love, and I will gladly bear your burdens too, until my last breath.
Clive.
I promise you, Jill, we will find a way to escape this fate. Find a way to save each other. That we might one day look upon the moon again, together.
And I promise you, Clive, that I will be there, no matter what you must become.
I know. I never thought a smile could bring me
So much joy.
What of Barnabas? Do we pursue him?
No. Our paths will cross again soon enough. Whether we like it or not. Besides, there is something we must do first.
Of course. Drake's spine. The last mother crystal.
The Einherjar is at the bottom of the sea. Waloed won't dare move on storm without her. But they know we're coming now. We'll need a plan. And a damn good one at that.
Then let's go home and find one. Ash will have to wait.
Mid says Odin split the sea in two. But there's two, and then there's...
I struggle to believe it myself.
I see your uncle isn't with you.
He stayed with the Enterprise. After our brush with the Einherjar, she was in urgent need of repair. We're to join him there when we're ready to sail for Ash.
You sure that's wise? Last I heard, the place was still...
Show me a city where that isn't true.
We're running out of time, aren't we? We've done our best to shore up that hideaway. But I doubt a few planks will stop what's coming. Still.
Let's hope so. I should visit Joshua. Assuming Talia will allow it.
Clive! Quick look.
Yeah. The weight of all that shit. Clever girl, that one. No scratches, right? And?
There's no way of knowing if Dorys will confide in me.
you said?
I'm looking for Dorys. Is she here?
I'm afraid not. She's at Martha's Rest on my job, actually. When she heard what the mission was...
Did she?
Following up on some new information. Once they'd settled in, the bearers you helped liberate in the Dragon's Eyrie were keen to talk about
the slaver Cole's team were tracking when they were attacked by the beastmen. I'll go and find her.
If she's not moved on already, yeah.
Why would Dorys insist on going alone?
It's been a pleasure, Dorys.
I'll give your offer some thought, my lady.
How goes the investigation?
Sid, what brings you to Martha's Rest?
You. I heard you were out here on your own, tracking...
Of course. And it had to be me. The bearers from the Dragon's Eyrie confirmed a long-held suspicion of mine that the slaver we've been tracking, she's no fool. If we'd come in force, she would have spotted us straight away.
That was her just now, wasn't it? So...
I'd say so. Seems her time in Rosaria is coming to an end. She's abducted bearers from across the After her brush with those beastmen on the road to Northreach, she hired herself an Imperial... She's dangerous, Sid. But...
Then I'm going with you. I'll take care of the escort. You can see the bearers.
The Baum archers, soon to break camp. You go on ahead.
Good. They haven't... How did Dorys come to know a slaver, I wonder?
We've waited long enough. She's not...
Back to civilization, is it?
With all haste. Lest any... I presume your men are ready. We've suffered too many delays as it is.
Yes, Mom.
Oh. It appears we have company. Kill him.
You're welcome to try. So much for your...
You'll forgive me for not... I surrender.
Sid!
Ah, Dorys. You know, I always wondered, but casting your lot with this criminal...
Better fighting for a cause, thinking... I'm sorry, Sid. I should have told this woman, my former master. Once she raised me like a daughter. And I did.
It wasn't all terrible. You were always so eager to learn. And had such clever... But you proved yourself a... How about it, my little dagger?
I never swore my blade to you. Not to liberate the bearers of this... Farewell, master.
You always were, or perhaps that's the reason I loved you.
What do you want to do with her?
I am not the killer she wanted me to be. And she no longer has friends in high places. The Dame does, though.
All right.
I am. And thank you.
And I should head back to the hideaway and put Cole's mind at ease.
Welcome back, Sid. Dorys's message just arrived. I hear you saved more bearers from being smuggled across the border.
With any luck, they'll be Owen, your letter.
I'd been hoping as much. She mentioned, so the slaver we'd been chasing all these months was her former... She's been arrested, by the way. Oh, she won't be getting off lightly. The Empire may have no love for bearers. Can't have been easy for Dorys.
I'm sure it wasn't.
I hope so. Suppose you should know, eh? You had quite the past yourself before you came here. Or anyway, thanks again, Sid.
Keep up the good work, Cole.
Sid.
Don't tell me.
Oh no. I'm working on bringing another one of the Chief's designs to life. This time, it's a new smelter. It's got a reverberatory hood over the top for additional thermal amplification and a system of reciprocal recirculatory regenerators that let's just say it gets very blimmin' hot. A heck of a lot. Only mithril engines get hotter. And you can't chuck ore in one of them and get met out. Trouble is, we won't be able to make out of any of them. And I hear you once helped Helena get her.
If it's for the good of the hideaway, I'd be happy to.
Oh, it is. I promise you.
So, what exactly is this good stuff you need me to find?
We've got a couple of examples here.
More fallen material. So this smelter is similar to the mithril engine in more...
That's right. They're a bit like, and what's more, they're directional. Transferring heat from the inside to the outside. But these, we've collected as many as we can.
So you want me to visit some ruins, destroy some echoes?
That's it in a nutshell. We're only 3 short, mind. There's one up Amber Way, and another in the site.
All right then.
Will do.
To deal with these ones first.
This one.
This is it. Right then. Just 2 more. You deserve a rest.
This one. Go for it. Over here. This one. Go to him. This one. It's over.
Two down, one to go. That's all of them. Owain can uncross his toes now.
We need to find another port.
Ah, Sid. Wasn't expecting you back so soon. So, is it good news or bad?
Good, thankfully. Here.
Ah, that's brilliant! Thanks a blimmin' million! I'll fit him to the smelter right away! May I present to you the Telemon Furnace! Ain't bad, is she?
She's a beauty.
You saved my bacon again, Sid, and I ain't about to let your good deed go unrewarded.
It's fine, really. My bag's flexible enough already.
Oh, don't say that. I'm sure I can make a few improvements to it yet.
You could just buy me a bigger...
How about that clasp? Looks a bit stiff. Reckon you could loosen it up and make some more room? And I reckon I know how. With a new alloy we've been working on. The Telemon Furnace was just what we needed to perfect it. It's a metal, see? So it's lovely and strong, but it's also, well, stretchy, if you can believe it.
Stretchy metal. Well, if you insist.
That is the spirit. You'll love it, I promise. So, what do you reckon?
Thank you all.
Shh. Don't mention. And I wanted to get some practice in using that metal anyway. Can't think of any right now, but that's hurt. Maybe even out there. One day, the whole world's gonna know about the inventions you've helped us put together.
They'll hardly believe their eyes, I'm sure.
Heard the bad news then, did you?
What bad news?
About Dravost. Blackthorne's old haunt. With the forge and all that. Well, anyway, the mines just down the road from there are spewing out ether like no one's business.
And the village?
Safe from the flood for now, but they've got other problems. Akashic. Every creature in the area's either turned, or on the way to turning, apparently. Zoltan and the others are living on borrowed time. They need help, and quick. Dorys sent a few curse breakers to keep an eye on things, but there's only so much a couple of scouts can do. Except get eaten. If something ain't done soon, the old place will be overrun.
I won't let that happen.
Didn't think you would.
Does Blackthorne know?
I thought it might be better if he didn't. You reckon we should tell him?
No.
Yeah, well, I can't stand it.
For now, at least.
If you can swing a hammer, you can swing a sword.
Clive! You're here!
And the Akashic?
Mostly off to the north still. But I spoke to Dorys' scouts and it turns out things are worse than I thought. Told old Snotty to be ready to seal the north gate. That should buy us some time if we need it. Enough for the villagers to barricade themselves inside their homes, at least.
Well done.
Welcome back. I'd never have guessed, you know. Who'd have thought that the savior of Dravost would turn keen to help us out again?
I am.
Thought you could sneak off without me, did you?
Blackthorne.
Oh, what are you doing here?
One of the scouts couldn't keep his voice down. Unlike my best mate who didn't think I deserved to know. Zoltan. Well, not enough for us two to turn into a pair of...
Then your idea of an apology.
Don't listen to him. You only did what you thought was best.
But that ain't the whole of it. Vulcan, our master, didn't leave the chiefdom to the two of us. He left it to me. The best blacksmith in Dravost, barring himself, of course. Bloody stupid tradition, in my opinion. If someone's got talent, you should let them practice their craft, not ask them to settle petty feuds and barter for grain. Our master wasted half his life that way. I wasn't about to let that happen to me.
So you wasted half of mine instead.
You're what Dravost needed. Under me and my precious ideals, this place wouldn't have lasted a year. So I left to devote myself to the work and spare you lot the consequences. I may be a selfish prick.
What you had to do was your...
Even if it meant we all stop.
Enough. You can finish beating each other up once
Fine. I've said...
Yeah.
Sorry, Clive. Short enough on time as it is. Still, give us a mo, would you?
We can't afford to waste any more time.
Right you are. Might be worth having one last word with the scouts. Don't want any nasty surprises. Oh, and Blackthorne.
Akashic on the move.
How close are they?
Within sight of the walls. And there are more.
What was it?
They'll wash right over us if we stay out in the open.
Good idea. Get yourselves inside, but...
Understood.
I'm prepared to fight if I have to.
Well, let's hope you don't. That's our job. Once the scouts are inside, order your men to barricade the gates. No heroic last stands, you hear me? No fighting at all if you can help it.
August's right. I've seen what Akashic beasts. The people here are tough and willing, but they ain't equipped to face what's coming.
I'm going out there. Start work on the gate to...
And if they kill you?
You evacuate. But it won't come to that. I promise.
You'd better be right.
Take good care of Dravoj till I get back.
Leave it to me, and give those things what for, yeah?
All right. Which one of you's first?
Over here! All yours, torgal! This one. This one. Over here. This one.
Is that it? Apparently not. Not getting past me. Now, the question is, did I miss any?
Man alive! You're still in one piece!
I slew as many as I could.
As many as I could, he says. The old bleeding lot, more like.
Only almost.
Yeah, one or two did try to sneak over the wall.
Good. How you do know?
In time, yeah. But we can think about them like...
Sid! You're even more fearsome than your reputation. Enough to give those Akashic monsters nightmares. I almost felt sorry for the wretched things. But mostly, I felt grateful. Dravorst won't forget what you did today.
I'm afraid I've only delayed the inevitable. There's no getting rid of that ether flood. Meaning that any living thing which stumbles into those mines will end up clawing at your walls again.
And that's if the flood don't spread. If it does, well, I hate to say it, but the village's days are numbered.
That may be, but we're staying just the same. With ether floods springing up all over, it will fortify the gates to the north. And I'll see that they're guarded day and night.
All right. Then we'll give you a hand shoring up those defenses.
As for you, Blackthorne, that's twice you've turned up when Dravorst needed you. So, thanks.
I shouldn't have stayed away so long. And I shouldn't have left without talking it over with you first.
Too bloody right you shouldn't. Though I doubt I'd have listened. I always envied you. How you made everything look so easy when, for me, it was anything but. You leaving gave me the perfect excuse to hate you. And from that day on, I never once stopped to wonder what it would have been like if you'd stayed. But what you said earlier, it was true. You'd have been the death of this place.
Finally, something we can agree on. I hope you see the sense of it eventually. You kept this place alive.
Alive, perhaps. Wealthy even, but... Dravorst isn't what it once was. Our work used to be the pride of Dalmekia. Now, we churn out the same rubbish day after day, because it's easy and turns a profit. It's not about the craft. I wouldn't send my sons to war wearing the I've kept working, honing my skills, trying to lead by the average castle apprentice has as much passion for the craft as our current lot. Come back to us, Blackthorne. Remind Dravorst what a true master blacksmith looks like. I'll even man those bellows of yours if it means we can work at the same forge again.
That's a kind offer. Kinder than I deserve. And I wish I could accept, but I'm needed elsewhere. There's people who trust their lives to my steel, and I daren't let them down.
Fair enough.
But that doesn't mean I couldn't visit from time to time. Let's see if we can't rekindle this town's passion for the craft, shall we?
I'd like that.
Just be sure to tell Snotty to let me in the next time I come calling, yeah?
Knowing him, he'd let you in anyway. Blackthorne. The master smith turned outlaw, back in my good graces. I never thought I'd see the day.
I'd say that went pretty well, wouldn't you?
Even better than I'd hoped.
Sid, I've got something for you.
And this is?
A token of our lasting gratitude. But I'm of a mind to make you a far grander gift. Designs for a certain sword have been passed down from chief to chief for generations.
Now hold on, Zoltan. There's a reason no one's made that blade in centuries. There's not been a craftsman. I'll admit your cinders make impressive steel, and I've learned to hone an edge, but the engravings on that thing are, and they're not just for show.
Have you forgotten what brought you back to Dravozd in the... I knew I'd never surpass you with the hammer and tongs. So I turned my hand to a diff between the two of us. I'd say we're the equal of any master craftsman ever to have...
You know what? I think you might be right. Clive, you wouldn't mind if Zoltan...
As long as he can keep our secret.
Right. Zoltan, get... Ah, the man himself.
We were just about to make a start on that sword.
It's funny, but none of this would have been possible without your help. You remember Camille? We'll be using his leatherwork for the grip. The steel, meanwhile, will be tempered in a fire, burning the cinders you charmed out of old Zoltan here. And that whetstone from the Outer Isles, that'll be what gives the blade its edge. And the final flourish will be my talented colleagues' engraving.
A team effort led by the greatest blacksmith alive.
Now, save that talk till the thing's finished, yeah? Right. I'm ready if you are.
To the bellows it is, then.
Well, bugger me. We actually did it.
The sword to end all swords. Ragnarok.
It's quite something.
I, trust you'll take good care of it.
Thank you. Both of you.
So, does this make you pair the greatest craftsman alive, then?
This? Nah. This was just following the footsteps of the greats of old. It'll take more than that to earn us our place in history. But we're up for the challenge. Here.
A list of materials.
Zoltan and I got talking on the long road.
We reckon with those items there, we could craft something.
That's a weapon I'd like to see.
I was hoping you'd say that.
One legend at a time, eh, lads? Before you start...
Good idea. No more drinking to forget my past. It's about time, mate.
Then tap the kegs!
never fought me and Zoltan. If it hadn't been for you, we wouldn't. What do you want?
Lord Rosfield, is there aught the Undying might assist you with this day?
Perhaps. My brother said that your order was helping him with his quest to uncover Ultima's origins. Have you learned anything of note since last we spoke?
Little and less, I regret to report.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we will not rest, and even now, our archaeologians scour ruins in every corner of the realm for traces of Ultima's touch.
Fallen ruins, I take it.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are oft sighted among the remnants of the fallen civilization, as if protecting the secrets concealed within.
Secrets which...
Should our methods be of interest, my lord, mayhap it would please you to observe...
Would that be possible?
Of course. A survey is being conducted not far from here. Perchance you are familiar with Kretov. I was due to visit my colleagues there to collect their preliminary... if you would consent to do so in my stead.
All right.
They will be Might I suggest you take the... It will lead you straight to the village.
Thank you.
I wish you a safe journey, my lord.
Oh no. You'll pay for this. There may still be survivors.
Now, torgal!
Whatever that thing is, say it's their leader. All yours. Should have stayed in the past. These must be Cyril's colleagues.
You have our thanks, stranger.
Who are you?
Ah, forgive, I did not recognize you. We are archaeologians, tasked with surveying this site. When the echoes appeared, our brothers here occupied them. Thanks to them, and to you.
You call that a mercy? Your brothers might still be alive. Surely this survey wasn't worth dying for.
We are charged with uncovering Ultima's origins. A duty of the highest import.
And you think your dead brothers would agree with you too?
I know they would. They gave their lives for the cause. Now, to what do we owe the—
Cyril told me of your work here.
I see. That is most kind. May the Firebird's flame burn ever in your heart.
It's one thing to lay down your life for another. But for a survey... I suppose I'd better get this back to Cyril.
Ah, you are returned, my lord.
I collected your colleagues' preliminary findings. Here, take them.
My thanks. I shall study them, and inform you forthwith if I discover aught that might aid you in your fight against Ultima.
Cyril. Losses which could have been avoided. Had the others not chosen to complete their work, were these your orders?
No. Every Undying devotes his life to the service of the Phoenix.
Even when death is avoidable.
My lord, I fear that this is not a point over which it would be fruitful. The Undying have served the Phoenix for countless generations. And your opinion of our methods, how we live to serve the Phoenix. Our very order
Cyril, but allow me to offer you a word of advice. It does not further the cause of the Phoenix to have his loyal followers surrender their lives without good reason. Provide your survey parties with an escort, that they might live to do their duty for years to come. Think not only of how you can serve the Phoenix. Please.
I thank you, if you will permit me to respond. And we of the Undying, willed as first shield to the Phoenix.
I do.
Then we are of the same mind.
Take that, you naughty...
Clive! To what do I owe the pleasure?
I just wanted to see how the town's been faring since you brought everyone together.
Since we brought everyone together, all is absolutely wonderful. And firmly at the helm. Just as the good Lady Jane and Lord Underhill intended.
Are you a lord? Lubor's going to be one too. They're going to make him the Lord of Dalimil.
It's the mayor of Dalimil, dear child. But if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And my... Speaking of men, there may be a rather worrying one just at...
May there indeed.
I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting aside their differences in and they have formed what one could call, and they grow more organized.
We'll fight them all off just like last time, won't we, Lubor?
Of course we will. The longer we avoid facing this one, our best hope is to, by finding those ne'er-do-wells, perhaps a certain lord...
How could I refuse?
Thank you. Viktor will fill you in on the particulars. I have him stationed by the desert gate, receiving and collating reports from my scouts.
I'll go and speak with him.
What's the difference between a lord and a mayor? That's easy.
A League of Outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition. Still in Dalimil, Viktor?
Ah, Sid.
I thought you'd have returned to Cosness by now.
I did. Then I came back. I've developed something of a fondness for the place. And having worked so hard to see it saved from one fate, it would seem remiss to abandon it to another. A sentiment Master Lubor certainly isn't shy about exploiting.
You're not the only one.
What does he want?
He asked for my aid in putting down the bandits. And he said that you might be able to help me find them.
Then you've come at just the right time. I was on my way to speak with Conrad about how to organize our forces. There are more camps in the vicinity than we can safely strike at once. But we must strike together, and we must strike soon, at as many camps as we can. We can't give this league of theirs time to rally its forces.
All right.
There's one upriver.
Leave it with me. Come on then, Torgal.
That's him! The one who killed Locke and Fingers! Take his head off! Get him! This one! Get him! This one! Go for it! All yours, Torgal!
I'd better let Viktor know.
Sid, where are... Ah, I see the back...
No, but...
No.
What is it?
The whole town's in... They're saying that Lubor...
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits escape. Some of the children spotted him, and when Lubor felled him, and without a crystal...
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been hiding at all these... If he has, well, I wouldn't blame him. Still, all those...
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here.
But you're right.
And now everyone knows. I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. Well, it was bound to come out sooner or later.
We're sorry, Lubor, but we just couldn't any...
There's nothing to be sorry for. All that matters to me is that you two are safe.
Look at him talking to his betters like...
All lies, I'll wager.
Once people make up their minds, it's hard. We need to do something. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them.
You're right.
I'm glad you agree. I'm a Dalmec born and bred. You head to the tavern. Make Conrad and Natalie remember. They know that Lubor and I are friends. Lord Underhill of Randalar's League of Merchants out.
I'll do what I can. Lubor, I can't promise anything, but...
And that is all I can ask of you.
Why are you taking the bearers?
Why do they always have to make such a fuss?
You all along. Forgive me for disturbing you.
I've seen you...
As have I, Lord. The rumors that he's a...
He'll never be mayor now.
But what if his wares? Bearer or no, his steel is highly valued throughout the Republic. In this, at least, he's done the town a service. Might that not earn him a little leniency?
Leniency? He pretend...
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to...
So what do you propose? Will you...
Perhaps. And they will thank you not to get involved.
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie
You never know. Once their anger is cooled, then...
All right.
Why the hell would Viktor take the bearer's side?
I assume the situation is hopeless?
There's still hope.
But perhaps not in...
You mustn't think like that, Lubor. We'll talk some sense into them.
No. And your efforts would be better spent elsewhere.
But Lubor...
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie. That a blade is a reflection of the smith who forged it. To yourself be true. That was rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with a blade of her own making. But I do not doubt that she was always true to herself and what she believed in, right to the end. And so must I be. I must do what I know to be right, no matter what others might think of me. And now, I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people of Dalimil have something to unite against. For only united can they hope to stand against the threat that awaits them. I'll need to make a suitably dramatic exit, of course.
Don't go, Lubor. You're the only one who was ever kind to us. We'll be all alone.
Trust me, little ones. It is for the best that I go.
How could it possibly be for the best? The least you can do is give the townspeople a chance to change their minds.
I would not take it, Viktor.
Over, you say. And so just like that, you're going to throw this town and these children to... I thought you were better than this, but it seems you had me fooled as well.
Viktor.
Forget it.
You sure you're making the right choice, Lubor?
Of those available to me, I believe it's the best one. Ah, but where are my manners? Right then.
If there's anything I can do...
I'll bear it in mind. If you're going to try and convince me to stay, save your breath. I will not put those children at risk.
Ah, Clive. You'll be pleased to know that the negotiations are progressing well.
That is good news.
Yes. Our comrade in Randala has just sent word that the contract should be signed very soon, but I still have much and more to prepare. It's a huge... You couldn't do me a quick favor.
What is it this time?
Nothing like that. I just need you to go over to the caravans and ask Elle how long we have until the bearers arrive. Find out exactly how much faster I need to get all these supplies moved.
All right.
Thanks, Clive.
Don't blame yourself, Elle. This is their fault. I know, but no buts about.
Is something wrong?
Vonnie came to give me a message for the talks with the Republican Army. They've reached an agreement with the Silver Peak though prices have fallen of late. We deliberately offered above the going rate, but the consortium offered double what we did. And
you had no opportunity to make a counteroffer?
None at all.
Elle? I saw Vonnie leaving.
And with good reason.
But I thought we were the only ones the Fist were speaking to about the bearers. How did the consortium even find out about it?
It's not so surprising. This isn't over. The consortium will have to sell these bearers eventually. And at the price they paid, buyers will be few and far between. I'm going to Randalar myself.
Alone?
Are you offering to be my... How kind. Meet me. You go to Cashlock, Theo. Even if I fail to free these bearers, someone needs to prepare the place and keep...
Oh, and that's me. Well... It looks like I'm following for meeting the Silver Peak Consortium. She'll never join them after this, surely. No, she said it herself. She still has plans for Cashlock, even if this... She means to stay with us then.
You have to trust her.
You're right. And if Elle's off fighting for the cause, I should do... So I bid you farewell and safe travels, my friend. I'll gather my men and leave for... You go to Randall.
I'll do my best. All right. Straight home now. I hope I didn't keep you waiting. Did you arrange to speak with the consortium?
Here they are now.
You wish to consult with me?
I did. It's about the bearers. We had all but finished making arrangements to buy them ourselves.
You misunderstand. The consortium, it was only our regard for you that kept us from bidding. But your hesitancy in accepting our offer to you, and so we resumed our...
I did not hesitate. I am simply not But what is done is done.
Alas, you are too late. We rarely take on such. The bearers belong to him.
Who is your buyer?
A trader from across... A most demanding fellow. He insisted the bearers be fed, dressed. That's what you get when you deal with...
I wouldn't know.
Oh yes, the culture on the continent. They pay good money for bearers, not fit for the knacker's yard.
That does sound... No matter then. If they've already left our shores, there's little that can be done. And with it,
My associates will be sorry to hear.
I'm sorry you weren't able to save them.
As am I. He was right. The Silver Peak Consortium did intend to buy those bearers before their representative hinted at a possible I feigned interest in joining them in the hope he might be encouraged to tell. As soon as he left, I sent my own off.
So you know...
No. I entertained but I was a fool to think they wouldn't find out.
You tried.
I did. And if they deserved more, I wanted so badly to...
Eloise! Word from Cashlock. The village is under attack. A pack of beasts have come down from the mountains. Theo and the others are trying to hold them off as best they can. They need help.
Theo!
I'll go on ahead.
Thank you, Clive. I'll gather some men and join you.
Hold on, Theo. Back to the stables, girl. Where's Theodore?
Upriver! He led the dragon that way to keep it from the village. But we just have to pray he makes it out in one piece.
I can do better than that. This is no time to ride. Beneath is too thick. These
creatures have already turned. Over here! Go, Torgal! Attack! Go, Torgal! All yours, Torgal! I can't waste any more time. I need to find Theodore before that dragon does. Looks like it's found me. This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be easy. Theodore, you had me worried for... We have to get you out of here.
I think it might be a little too late for that. Bearer or no, there's only so much ether a man can take, and that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sit. For finishing what I could not. For keeping Elle's dream.
Theodore!
Don't make me do this.
Stop it, Theo! Stop!
Stay back, Eloise! He's turned. And so will you!
Elle. Theodore.
Take care of my sister.
Theodore, wait.
Goodbye, Elle.
Thank you, Clive.
That was true bravery. His first instinct was always to protect people.
And now he's gone because I sent him to that place.
It wasn't against his will. He was ready to do whatever it took to show you he could stand on his own.
To live my own life. He never could come to terms with the choice I made.
What exactly happened? You once told me Theo was the first bearer you ever helped.
We grew up in Canva. We were born to one of the great trading houses, and I was chosen to inherit the family business. I had my father's head for figures, you see. Theo, a late bloomer. For unlike most bearers, it wasn't until his 15th son. My parents tried to drive him out of the house and into that before they could. I took him into mine.
Theo told me something else. He clearly admired your devotion to the cause of freeing others like him from slavery. But he said you deserved a better life than this. He wanted to free you from what he called your bonds, just as you freed him from his.
I would be lying if I said I had not wondered from time to time how much easier my life might have been if I had allowed Theo to be taken and devoted myself to the family business instead. But I have never regretted the decision I made. Being with my brother meant more to me than tradition or reputation. I only had to look at him to remind myself of that night and the choice I made and the fact that I would make the same choice again in a heartbeat. He was never a burden. If anything...
You weren't, Eloise. That he had always been grateful to you for saving him. And that he wanted to repay you by letting you live the life you were denied. Neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You did whatever was necessary to continue living your lives together. And you always would have.
You're right. It was so we could be together. Oh, Theo. I know Theo wanted me to move on. But I'm staying here at the Crimson Caravans to continue our work. We can make a difference here. I need nothing more from life than that. So I'll carry on doing what we do, bringing smiles to people's faces, and to Theo's. This is the life I have chosen.
I've made a choice of my own, to continue helping you however I can.
Thank you, Clive. Let's go on together then. For Theodore.
My wards and I may soon be without a home.
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his lofty throne.
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders. Second only to his Radiance, not that any of those things still exist.
And what does he want with Northreach?
He wants to transform a foundation upon which to build a new Sambrek. He's already secured the support of the various...
He would rob the populace to pay for it.
Believe me. I have used every means.
What does Captain Philippe make of this? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers rallied around.
How? By speaking a man whose stated aim is to revive the Empire, Philippe's comrades. The captain can offer them a regular supply of No. But given the mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable.
And who could blame them?
Clive, would you for your services to Northreach? You have the respect of the soldiers, and unlike Philippe, no bonds... Well?
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Clive.
Tell me then, where will I find this Duke of Oriflamme? In the garrison?
Overseeing the troops, yes.
All right. Wish me luck. I may have met this Duke before, at the Remembrance Ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
Halt! Oh, sorry about that. You're the dame's man, aren't you? You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. I was hoping I might be able to speak with him.
We're under orders not to let him... But you should be all right. Wait here.
So, you are the sellsword who lent his aid to the... And I shall see it repaid. But tell me...
Neither, Your Eminence.
Ah, you are worried the expanded garrison will render your services redundant. Yet you needn't be. Pride of place, in fact, but no more. For it...
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely which is more than can be said for. The Empire wants for a capital, and... with Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the refortification of both the town and the castle, we need only build a wall around both to create... Plans are soon enough. These...
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are, Your Eminence. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town.
The people will do... If Sambrek is to be rebuilt, one whose authority... That is why this... So that any man who wishes to join the army might... And yet, there are those who...
I suspect...
Precisely. The common folk have little and less, and you mean to deprive... You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own
Sabine.
Yes! And I told you then how putting the Empire before her citizens would lead...
Without an empire...
And in yours, there will be only... Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Do not take her name in vain.
I'll come back later. A citizen's revolt. I wonder what the people really think of the... It wouldn't hurt to... Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
There were ghosts at the gates not days ago.
All right there.
Just your opinion. I wondered what you thought of the Duke of Oriflamme.
Not much. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. Couldn't have the rabble getting any closer to the holy capital, could they? And now he's trying to drive us out completely. If the dame said she...
I heard the dame got an icon to rid the meadows.
A question, if you don't mind. What do you think of the Duke of Oriflamme?
You build a life for yourself somewhere, earning for some noble. If he thinks his name and his... will do whatever it takes.
Why, your stall is as...
I've been hearing a lot of...
Nothing. Going around acting like he owns the place, and with hardly a word to the dame.
I take it you'd rather she was in charge.
As far as I'm concerned, she still is. Just need his eminence to sod off back to Oriflamme.
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
Those things I said before.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your thoughts on the Duke of Oriflamme.
Well, he's made a lot of enemies coming in the way he did. I mean, look around us. You can see the state the realm's in. The traders might not like having the screws put on them, but if they volunteered a few more of their hard-earned gil before things got bad, maybe they wouldn't have to. I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the Empire's the best way of... And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another have to make way for those who do, well, that's just how it goes.
You're the one who was talking to His Eminence.
On the dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not to take the people's goodwill for granted, but what do you think of his plans?
I'm a soldier, mate. Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the dame. That's where my loyalties lie. If the Duke can get us some men and the...
I left everything in the capital.
Oh, as long as you remain,
Sacred.
the veil will see to your needs.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town into some sort of fortress. Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to say. All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me otherwise... Look, no one likes all these taxes. Once Sandbreck is back on her feet...
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this.
Sabine, you are embarrassing me.
Captain,
For you? Thank you for last time. How can I help you?
I wanted to ask you about the Duke of Oriflamme. Do you intend to go along with his plan?
But to tell you the truth, it's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army.
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier.
That's right.
Well, she doesn't...
Thank you, Clive. Protecting the people I love. Well, thanks again.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabelle will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
Ah, Clive, were you able to speak with the Duke?
I was.
So Northreach, well, it will certainly help to hold back the thralls, though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople whose worldly goods are confiscated to pay for it. They deserve to be heard, Clive.
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions. I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard. To be needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion. The soldiers, meanwhile, are content to follow their orders, and not just because of the Duke's rank.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sambrek, I dare say I too would want... Thank you for...
I don't know about that.
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in, along with my resignation. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to those I love to call it a day.
But why?
Because I realized what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it. Protecting Northreach. I honestly don't know when those monsters will return, but I'm certain they're not finished with us yet. And when they do come back, we need to stand together. All of us. And with you to lead us, milady, I reckon we can do it. It was you who finally convinced me, Clive. There's no point following orders if they go against everything you believe.
Indeed.
All of us, standing together. That has always been Northreach's best hope. And one which still lies within our grasp. We have only to turn our attentions to the true enemy. Thank you, Philippe, for showing me what I must do.
Anything for you, milady. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads from the Vale to help keep watch around the town? I fear His Eminence...
Not at all.
Wouldn't be the first time.
There may be hope for Northreach yet, especially with men like you and Philippe to champion our cause. I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke, in the stubborn belief that But I suspect I shall have to call upon your aid again. Until then, Clive.
Until then?
Clive, I was just about to send for you. I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade up in Eastpool. Seeds for planting. Thought it was about time they started growing their own food. I'll keep providing them with what... But if Eastpool's going to survive, as have those poor bearers, they've lived their whole lives in servitude. Small wonder they ain't got the foggiest how to provide for them. And if you're wondering why you... Well, Sir Wade's putting a brave face on it. But I think even he's starting to work.
All right.
Thanks. Wouldn't ask if I didn't have to. There. That...
Gizal greens.
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're hardy. Better that than something... And chocobos love 'em too, which is no small thing. When they ain't exactly succulent, but...
I'll take your word.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do with them. I'll go up there and show him myself.
I'm sure you will.
did the Guardians saying we're supposed to grow our own?
Ah. Lord, what brings you to Eastpool?
A delivery from Martha.
These are Gizal green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings, then, is she? I jest, of course, but they'd long since gone to seed.
Martha was hoping he might be able to show the bearers how to... so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's not a bad idea. These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds. They know little of freedom, unless we teach them how to live like free men. Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far. It's about time we all started to provide for ourselves. Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late.
The Horde is... They're coming, Sir Wade.
Time it all. I thought... Gather the men in the square.
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
A Kashek. A veritable legion of them. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size.
Now you're out of time.
Precisely.
What if you could call on reinforcement?
You mean the bearers? We brought them here...
So wait. You said you lack men to defend the village, though they may not be trained soldiers like your Guardians.
You're right, my lord. I will... My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter. To serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will. A home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together. For Eastpool! For Eastpool! Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking,
Thanks to you.
Me?
Lord Rossfield, my...
So what's the plan?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians. Upon engaging with the Akashic...
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge with luck. That point will be the village square. And for you and I to fit...
A sound plan. But one, I'd say you have both in abundance away, please.
Ha! And let...
Sir Wade!
Then you know what you must. We work together, each shielding the other that no man might...
For Rosaria! For Rosaria!
We've no time to argue, my lord. I'll do as you ask.
And I will do as you ask.
Suppose we'd better do our bit too, then, eh?
Right you are, Martha.
The calm before the storm. And here it comes. Not let this village fall. All yours, torgal! Over here! Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rossfield! Change of plan!
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So wait, how many Akashic remain?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I could order a detachment or two to fall back and...
No. Let them finish the job. You stay here too, Sir Wade. I'll go after the curl. Join me only when Eastpool is won.
If you're sure, may the Founder protect you.
Right. Back to Eastpool.
Lord Rossfield, the Curl.
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. We were able to eradicate. I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further... I hesitate to say it, but...
I think it might.
We saved Eastpool. Thank you, my friends.
No, Sir Wade. It's us who should be You brought us together. Showed us what it means to...
We never had nothing to call our up, but now we do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. But there's no doubt in my mind anymore. We're free men now. So we have to fight to protect what's ours.
And we shall. We all shall. This is our home. And if anyone...
They'll have us to answer to.
Come on, then.
This village isn't gonna rebuild itself.
They're not slaves anymore.
No. Your father took pity on the bearer's plight, and I believe if he were still with us today...
I believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord. And after all, this is my home now, too.
I think you'll find it's East Pudlian, Sir Wade. But you should be proud, all this. I'll have to pull my weight, too. Can't have... Speaking of which, I ought to be getting...
Can we continue to count on your support, Martha?
Of course. And us Rosarians have got to stick together, haven't we?
Indeed we have.
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you get the chance. I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds yet.
All right. I will.
Lord Rossfield, clearing the goblins from the Stillwind marshes. There's one sight that I shall never forget. You, facing off against that giant Morble. Not a trace of fear on your face. Since that day, there have been more than a few times when I felt like giving up, when the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor. But every time, I would think back to the look in your eyes that day and room to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose courage.
So Wade, you have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria...
Thank you, my lord. I know the rest of the world will be safe in yours.
I'll do my best.
The hero returns. It's lucky you came by when you did, eh? Not only did my seeds get delivered, but you went and saved Eastpool and all.
I just did what I could.
And it's only right that you get rewarded for it. Take it before I change my mind.
Thank you, Martha.
So, Eastpool's finally back on its feet again, and a home to free bearers.
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearers in charge of themselves, thinking for themselves, though I suppose the rest ain't much different nowadays. You know, bearers living free like that reminds me of when I first met Sid. Loath as I am to recall that particular...
I take it you didn't always see eye to eye.
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do long before... In fact, that's how I met him. He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, poking around in their innards. Something awful, anyway. Me, I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. But somehow we both managed to work out what each other was about. And before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. After all my hard work. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bearers were still dying as slaves. Got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me to the garrison. And do you know what he did? He smiled, and then he laughed. And then I did the same. We made a pact that day, that whenever one of us was in need, the other would always be there for him.
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing, to make life better for bearers. Just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, I saw how he tried to change things. He certainly didn't lack for ambition, that one.
Indeed. But the loftier one's ambitions, the harder they are to achieve. Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid and my father started.
Suppose you're right, aye. And if we don't manage it, there's always them who come after us. Good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings, eh? It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope.
Just a little.
Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some dinner, shall we? The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty stomach neither.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Thank you for watching. Wish you well. See you in the next video.